Uh, it should be straight like this. You can go on there and check, babe, and see if it's like lagging or anything. And then with the audio too, just need to make sure the audio's straight. Turn that up a little bit.
YouTube, go check.
Yeah.
Babe, did you hear me tell him don't come back down? You
I want to say the thing. I thought you said after I eat, I need to come back.
Go back up there. I'll call you when I'm ready.
That's good.
Keep it up. Keep it up. Yo. Can y'all hold on 1 second? Let me see. Turn this down. Can y'all hear me? I just want to know if y'all can hear me good. Y'all can see me good. Well, y'all probably can't see me good. It's kind of dark. But this is my first time going live, like while we on the road. We up in the mountains right now. Not gonna tell you what state I'm in, but we up in the mountains right now. So I don't know if the video is lagging. I don't know if you know, the audio is coming through. Cool. Listen, y'all, I got a very important video tonight. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I might turn it up like that. I got a very important video for you all tonight. I'm sure some of you may have already heard about I think it's Department of Defense. If you haven't, we're gonna get into it tonight. We're gonna go over what they approved for the military to do. And then we're actually gonna just go into some other things too. All right. We're gonna go into problem, reaction, solution. We're gonna go, hold on 1 second. My bad. So yeah, we're gonna go into all those things, okay? We're gonna go into some politics for a little bit, even though I don't like talking about it, but we're gonna go into it because whether or not you are into politics, it affects us either way. So we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into some movie clips. What I did was I put together some video clips to show you all. Okay. And the way that I did it is a little bit different than how I used to do it. So basically what I did was I went into the program, I uploaded the clips, I put like a screen over the actual video, and then I left the caption, right, for you to see and for you to hear what was said in the movies or whatever. And I'm gonna show you how all of it lines up with what we're experiencing right now and what's to come in the near future. Okay. Now, I'm gonna pull this up. Let me know if y'all can see that. And make sure y'all sharing this video. It's important. Make sure y'all share it with your friends and family. Because what I'm going into, it's like you can no longer ignore it. You can no longer ignore it. Let me know if y'all can see this real quick before we get into it. Again, I know most of y'all already know about this stuff. Some of y'all may not. I'm mainly doing this video for family members, you know what I'm saying? To try to help wake them up and get them on board with what's really going on, and like, you know, the sinister plans that our government have. So all right, let's get into it. I don't want to waste no more time. Let's get into it. So second, let me get okay. Let me actually make this full screen. Matter of fact, it don't need to be full. You just do it like that. Okay, 1 second. See if I can make this full screen. Okay, slideshow, current slideshow, from current slide. Okay. All right. How is that showing up on the screen, bro?
Showing up like this.
Let's see if it's full screen. Hold on.
You can see the documents on the side, like the PowerPoint documents.
Yeah, I think it's kind of slow though, because I'm not on that screen no more.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's lagging. No, I just said it on here. I just said it, and it's still showing the same way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, as long as I can see it. Here on your screen, I really want y'all to pay attention to this. Check this out. 1 second. Do me a favor, babe, and send a video to me. One second, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to pull it up on my phone so I can follow along. All right. Okay, cool. You said you love that we travel together. Yeah, it's a cool experience, you know, taking the family out. Especially in these times, you know, if I'm gonna be on the road, that's the only way I would have it, is for them to be with me. I wouldn't feel comfortable with them being without me, you know what I'm saying? Especially in these times. All right, so check this out. Let's get into it, y'all. Here we have turn it down a little bit, babe. Here we have the DoD Directive 5240.01. It says here, DoD intelligence and intelligence related activities and defense intelligence component assistance to law enforcement agencies and other civil authorities. Okay. Now, if you look at the table of contents, what we want to go to is chapter 3A, where it says Secretary of Defense approval. Here we are in the Secretary of Defense approval. We're going to read the whole thing. It says, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Why is it not changing to the screen on the phone. It's not changing. Hold on.
No, it's not. It's still on the other screen.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second. It's not changing. I wonder why it's doing that. Hold on, y'all. Dang, man. Hold on. Oh, so now it's on the screen.
Yes.
Okay. Let's move this out the way. Okay, so it's not. I see what's going on. It's not cooperating with my thing on the internet. Anyway, so it's on the correct screen though. Y'all bear with me. This is my first time doing this on the road. Okay, so here we are at the Secretary of Defense approval, and it says here the Secretary of Defense may approve any type of requested permissible assistance described in paragraph 3.2. And on your own time, you can go through this and read it yourself. But it says here in 2, it says the decision to approve request for these types of permissible assistance described in paragraph 3.2 to law enforcement agencies and other civil authorities are reserved to the Secretary of Defense. Provision of personnel to support response efforts for civil disturbances, which may also require presidential authorization. Now, that's one right there that I really want y'all to keep in the back of your minds, okay? As we go through this whole video. Provision of personnel to support response efforts for civil disturbances, which may also require presidential authorization. Hold that, okay? Now, B says DOD response to chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, and high-yield explosive incidents. Okay, keep that in mind because that would be considered a crisis, okay? C, assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality or any situation in which it is reasonably foreseeable that providing the requested assistance may involve the use of force that is likely to result in lethal force, including death or serious bodily injury. Okay? It also includes all support to civilian law enforcement officials in situations where a confrontation between civilian law enforcement and civilian individuals or groups is reasonably anticipated. I need for y'all to hear what I'm saying. Look at what I'm reading, okay? This was approved under the radar while everybody's being distracted with everything, you know, sports, celebrity stuff, social media, whatever, right? While everybody's distracted, these are the things that they are doing behind the scenes. Okay, why is this important? Well, we got the elections coming up. Okay, and listen, this right here, and I want you to remember everything I'm saying. This right here was done under Biden and Harris administration. I want y'all to remember that, okay? Because when we move on to these other things and you hear some things that's being said by Kamala, I want you to revert back to this, okay? And also some other things we won't get, because I don't want to put the cart before the horse. I want to read this first and then go into those things, okay? So again, C, assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality or any situation in which it is reasonably foreseeable that providing the requested assistance may involve the use of force that is likely to result in lethal force, including death or serious bodily injury. It also includes all support to civilian law enforcement officials in situations where a confrontation between civilian law enforcement and civilian individuals or groups is reasonably anticipated. Such use of force may be in accordance with DODD 5210.56, potentially as further restricted based on the specifics of the requested support. Okay, now this right here is letting you know that the Department of Defense is approving the military, okay, to use force, to use lethal force on the citizens, okay? And I'm gonna prove this to you. Now what we're gonna move into is, let me see if it shows up on the screen. Hold on one second. Let me exit out of this and then go into it. I don't know why it's doing that for whatever reason. Oh, there we go. Okay, so martial law. Okay. As a matter of fact, before martial law, let's get this. How the president could invoke martial law. Now, let's look at this. Show you what martial law is. And I'm sure you all are familiar with that term, okay? It says here, when martial law is declared, the military takes over the functions of the civilian government, suspending civilian rights, okay, your constitution and all that stuff that everybody keep bringing up, constitution, they can't do this, constitution. Well, when they implement martial law, right? So it says suspending civilian rights and legal protections. This can happen in response to a what? A crisis, or what? Civil unrest, or what? Or during a war. Now, let's start with crisis. A crisis, again, going back to radiological, biological, nuclear, right? Pandemic, so on and so forth. These are crises. Even with the weather, right? With the weather, just like these hurricanes and stuff, those are crises, right? But that's not enough, though. That's not enough for the government to say, hey, we are calling for martial law. That's not enough. Next, you have civil unrest. But wait, before I get civil unrest, because I'm thinking about it, right? So going back to crisis, we saw in 2020, right, when the pandemic went down, right? We saw the moves that they were making. We saw that all the rules and stuff that they were trying to enforce, and all of that, right? The mandates, all of that. That right there was a glimpse. That was a glimpse into the future of what can happen if something like that was to go down for real. Because back in that time, everybody was saying it was a test. It was a test. It was a test, right? But in a real thing, expect for the military to be out on the streets everywhere, right? And I'm gonna show you this. They're gonna be everywhere in the streets, everywhere, checkpoints, everywhere, right? Military is gonna be in charge. And look at what it says, okay? So civil unrest. Now we got this election coming up, this selection coming up, right? And I want y'all to know something. It does not matter who they put in office. It does not matter. These things are going to go down either way. Okay? Because you got a lot of people on one side saying, well, if this person gets in, things are going to get better. The economy is going to get better, right? Then you got people on the other side saying, you know, you know, throwing shots at the other side saying, no, if this person gets in, it's going to become a dictatorship, or, you know, the country's going to go downhill. And I mean, you know, they're saying the same things about the other person, right? But I'm telling y'all, it does not matter. It doesn't matter who they put in. These things are going to happen anyway, because that's all a part of the plan. Okay? You got Kamala keep talking about Trump. Well, he's the 2025 plan, and you know, this country is gonna go into what she say? Not a hyperinflation, but what's the thing that people Great Depression, some along those lines, by the summertime, she say. But that's what's gonna happen anyway. You're right. Even it don't matter who they put in. But let's keep going. Civil unrest. So we know that again, regardless of who they put in, it's gonna be civil unrest anyway. And I got a few theories on how it could play out, right? Because let's say if Trump wins, what happened is because you know Harris, she has to sign off on that transition or whatever, right? Something with the vice presidents, they have to do that, you know, before handing over power or whatever to the next president. They have to sign off on it. Well, what if she doesn't do that? What if they continue going with this whole narrative? Oh, he's unfit. He's incompetent. He's this, he's that, right? And then they feel they're gonna take it upon themselves to say, nah, we not transferring it over because we just can't have this, right? That can spark a civil unrest, right? I mean, and it's so many other scenarios that can play out that can spark that too. Civil wars, all that, right? And it also says here, or during a war. We already know that Iran and them, they finna get it started up, right? They finna start it up. And we already know what happens during the time of war. Price is gonna go up, right? It's gonna be hyperinflation, food shortages, lockdown, so on and so forth during the war. Okay. But it says here, let me continue, allowing the military to make and enforce laws. Listen to that clearly. Whenever they implement martial law, it allows the military to make and enforce laws, potentially leading to consequences through the criminal justice system. Okay. Now let's keep going. It says here, throughout 2020. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me make sure the screen changes. Okay. Throughout 2020, America has faced a global pandemic, civil unrest after the death of George Floyd, and a contentious election. As a result, an influx of fear about the possibility of the invocation of martial law or unchecked military intervention is circulating around the internet among scholars and civilians alike. The fear is certainly understandable because, as I'm sure you know, martial law isn't described or confined or limited, prescribed in any way by the Constitution or laws. Bill Banks, a Syracuse professor with an expertise in constitutional and national security law, told Military Times, if someone has declared martial law, they're essentially saying they are the law. Okay. Again, going over what is martial law. In short, martial law can be imposed when civil rule fails, temporarily being replaced with military authority in a time of crisis. Though rare, there have been a number of notable U.S. cases where martial law came into play, including in times of war, natural disaster, and civil dispute, of which there has been no shortage in 2020. While no precise definition of martial law exists, a precedent for it exists wherein certain civil liberties may be suspended, such as the right to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures, freedom of association, and freedom of movement. And the writ of habeas corpus, the right to a trial before imprisonment, may be suspended. Okay, now that's key right there. Okay, that's key, because when we talk about domestic terrorists and things of that nature, you know, whenever they do implement this, whenever they do, you know, I guess when civil unrest pops off, it's going to be a reason why people react in that way. Okay, and we gonna tie all this into a problem, reaction, solution, but it's going to be a reason why people act that way, because the government is going to do something, right, that's going to spark that outrage. And in the midst of all this, again, if they implement martial law, then the government becomes the law, and they can create whatever rules they want, whatever laws they want in that. Okay, of course people are going to rebel, people are going to, you know, rise up and all that, right? And when that happens, people are going to become domestic terrorists, because if you are opposed to whatever the government is talking about, whatever they, you know, whatever they got going on, if you are opposed to that, they're going to look at you as a threat. We're going to get into it though, but it says let's go here. Yeah, remember that the right to a trial before imprisonment may be suspended, so they don't even have to, you know what I'm saying, you don't, it's straight locking you up, straight taking you to a camp or whatever. It ain't gonna be no in between. So it says, should we be worried? The sort of hellish scenarios that some people talk about is one where the president orders or regular military armed forces, the United States, to take over cities that he believes are engaged in an unlawful election, disruption, or protest in the wake of an unresolved presidential election in the days after November 3rd. Now, see, this was written up, I want to say a year, the last 4 years or 4 years before that. I don't know, but well, it had to been the last 4 years. Yeah, because they mentioned something about 2020. But anyway, yeah, so just keep this in mind, right? An unlawful election, disruption, or protest in the wake of an unresolved presidential election. Keep that in mind. That's what we dealing with. That's a possible scenario. Okay, now I want to show y'all this. I want to show y'all this. Remember that movie that was gonna come out called Gray State? Cause I want you all to see or get an idea of what it's gonna look like if they implement martial law. If they, you know, if you know, it play out the way some of us are thinking it's gonna play out, how it's gonna look. Okay, let me read this first. Conspiracy filmmaker, family found dead in murder suicide, spurring fresh theories. It says here, and this was written up in 2015. A Minnesota man who had been making an independent film depicting the coming of a new world order. God. Hold on one second. It says a Minnesota man who had been making an independent film depicting the coming of a new world order in America was found dead with his family over the weekend in what investigators have said appears to be a murder suicide. But the man's supporters have quickly spun a conspiracy theory pointing to the federal government as malicious actors trying to silence the truth. Crowley, 29, was found dead along with his wife Camille, 28, and daughter Ronnie, 5, in their suburban Apple Valley home south of Minneapolis. Investigators said it appeared that the bodies had been there for several weeks, probably since before Christmas, and deemed it a probable murder suicide, with Crowley the apparent perpetrator. However, in the conspiracy theory industry in which Crowley operated his home-based filmmaking business, the deaths were immediately assumed to be assassinations carried out by nefarious New World Order agents. At Alex Jones' InfoWars site, the news story reporting on the deaths described the suspicious circumstances surrounding the deaths, namely the controversial nature of Crowley's latest project entitled Gray State, a highly anticipated independent film envisioning a brutal police state, martial law crackdown, complete with biometric identification, a, however you say that word, ubiquitous, I don't know, surveillance state, and FEMA stormtroopers rounding dissidents up into camps. Indeed, a look at the trailer Crowley created for Gray State reveals it to be an attempt to film nearly every fever dream conspiracy theory about the New World Order of the past 10 years. Okay? Now, we're going to get off this real quick. And let's go back here. So we're going to get off that real quick. Y'all still with me? Y'all still with me? Type in some 7s if y'all still with me. That'll just let me know if my internet is doing good. Yep. Okay, y'all still here. So forget the 7s. All right, so check this out. Let's go here. Let me show y'all something real quick. 1 second. Let me pull it up here. Check this out, y'all. This is the trailer for the movie that he was gonna put out, but they killed him. Okay, they killed him before he can get it out. But you know what's weird though? There's a lot of movies out like that, right? Hold on, turn that off. There's a lot of movies out there like that, right? You got pull this flap down, Najee. Pull this flap down.
I got it.
That's fine. It's still gonna make that noise. It's all right. No, it's all right. It ain't too bad. All right. Let me show y'all this, okay? But like I was saying, there's other movies out there that kind of show this same thing. But they real low budget, you know. He was actually gonna use B-list celebrities to play in it or whatever. So I think that, you know, it was gonna be a pretty good movie. Now, the closest movie to this though, I would advise for y'all to go and check out is Amerigeddon. We're gonna look at that one too, even though that it wasn't in my plan to play that video or go into that movie. Amerigeddon. One second. Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's just focus on one thing at a time. All right. So check this out, y'all. Sit right It happened while we were sleeping. You won't be able to buy or sell, right? Because and this all ties into the digital system. Okay, this all ties and it's a lot that I want y'all to remember. Okay, because as we go on, we're gonna start seeing things in other movies and other clips that show this same thing. Okay. But let's keep going. It says here, Federal Reserve attempts to stop hyperinflation. Okay.
They're here already.
Tommy.
Now it's crazy because look at this though. Look at this. It says here, look, travel suspended. Travel suspended. And you see them looking at the departure screens and stuff, right? So all travel is gonna be canceled. I want you to remember this because you're gonna see the same thing in another movie that's higher budget that was on Netflix. Okay. I'm not gonna show you the actual footage because they're gonna give me a copyright, but I'll tell you what movie it's in. But look at this.
Tommy.
Now you see they're all looking at their phones. Notice the phones are going out, right?
Since last night's declaration,
Martial law declared.
soldiers are moving in secure key areas.
Response to UN President Minneapolis.
When society falls, empty shells, those who panic, they gonna die first. They gonna die first. This is exactly what y'all are going to see in the near future. It's inevitable. Again, I don't like talking about these things, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't like speaking things into existence or anything like that. But if you just, I mean, it's inevitable. It's bound to happen. It's bound to go down. Right? And this right here, what we're looking at is exactly an example of what we read in the beginning with the DOD directive, right? With the Department of Defense. This type of event, number one, this is what they're going to use lethal force. This is how they're going to use lethal force on the people. You see, it's brutal. It's brutal. You know what I'm saying? I need for y'all to see this because understand what all of us are gonna walk into or go into in these coming days. It's gonna be very I can't even explain. That's why I say a lot of people are going to be shocked. A lot of people are going to see all this stuff happen. I'm talking bodies left and right, left and right. You know, so one of the reasons why I tell y'all to watch the movies and to pay attention to this stuff is so that you can prepare yourself for it. Because we've never seen nothing like this in our lifetime. We've never seen, war, right? And this is gonna be war. I'm telling y'all, we're gonna get to it though. We're gonna get to it.
Last night I dreamt about how things were.
every enemy of the state.
And then I woke up here.
All right, so that's the concept trailer for the movie Gray State, which a movie that never came out because they killed the guy who created it. Okay. For whatever reason, maybe he knew he knew a lot. I don't know. But let me get off that. Let me go to this one. All right, let's see. All right, let's go to this one real quick. I'm gonna play the audio. One second. I'm gonna play the audio because I don't know if they're gonna try to take the video down or whatever. So this is the trailer from the Gray State. I just want you to hear what they saying.
Is to encourage the U.S. Congress to take action to protect our country from its most imminent threat. Electricity would cease, the internet would go down, and the banking system.
All right, now this what 2016. See, they was trying to tell people, and I was trying to tell. We always trying to tell people like, listen, bro. They put the truth in these movies. They telling you straight up what they're planning to do, right? No, you're conspiracy theorists. You're conspiracy theorists. You're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. Da da da. But we here now. We here. That's why it's so important, man, to keep these things in your in your bag, right? Because now we can pull all this stuff back out and we can show our families, the ones who were calling them crazy. You can show them right now. Right now would be the perfect time to show them all this. To see, we've been trying to tell y'all. Y'all so caught up in Trump and Kamala or whatever. Listen, all that is BS, man. It's BS. I understand it's entertaining. It is. It's BS though. We've been so distracted to the point where we haven't done what we needed to do as far as prepare ourselves, right? I'm talking spiritually, I'm talking mentally, I'm talking physically. And I'm telling you, a lot of people are going to get caught off guard. A lot of people are not going to be ready. You dig what I'm saying? Because yes, this stuff is going to go down in America. But I keep trying to tell y'all, it ain't just America. All these plans, this is going to be global. This is what they're trying to roll out everywhere. It's only going to be a matter of time. Will the U.S. fall and will all the other nations see U.S. fall? Yes. Like if you looking at it chronologically, yes, the U.S. gonna fall first. I'm talking about as a major power and what it was always known as, it's gonna fall, right? And everybody who's here in America, yeah, we gonna go through it. We are going to go through it. Some people are not gonna be strong enough. They're not gonna have the mental right strength to get through it. Some people are gonna survive through it all. Some people, few, but most people, because if you go back to the Deagle report, we can pull up the Deagle report, and in that Deagle report, they are estimating 68% of the U.S. citizens dying. If you look at the numbers right now, currently, and it may be more or less, but you got 300 and something million people in the U.S. right now. 68% of that, you do the math, because I'm not good at math. I can't tell you what the number's gonna be, but I just know that's a lot. That's more than half. 68%. All right. So, and that's just America. But when you look at the Deagle report, you look at other countries, their numbers are going to be significantly cut. This is going to be global, a global police state, right? A global war against the people. All this World War III talk, whatever. But look at this. The greatest threat, right?
The smokescreen of national security
National security.
used by government at every level.
A strong America is the only thing standing in the way.
Strong America, only thing standing in the way. What you need? Oh. Right?
Country only needs a little chaos.
We have a fog that has descended on our entire nation.
Hello, Mr. President. Now is the time.
So again, and then also too, what I want our family and friends to know, right? Because a lot of them, they look at the president thinking that the president is the one who really calls the shots. That's just not the case. Okay. The United States, along with other countries around the world, are corporations. The United States is a corporation. Okay. The presidents, these are just those who are just in place to be the face of the corporations, but they do not call the shots. Okay. So we gonna get into this right after this. But when Trump says he's more worried about the enemy within, oh yeah, we gonna get deep into all that. Okay. But yeah, but look at here. See, this is why I ain't want to show it. But if you look at this right here, this is an EMP. This is an EMP, right? That's gonna knock out all the power.
The average American family only has 3 days of food.
The average American family only has 3 days of food. That's another thing. Again, that's why if you go on YouTube right now, everybody, all the preppers are telling people, y'all need to stock up on food. Y'all need, because listen, before all of the military going against the people and stuff like that, see, that's the last card, right? You don't understand, there's levels to this. There's going to be layers to this. And we're going to get into that too. But stocking up on food, stocking up on medical supplies and things of that nature, these are the things that y'all need to be doing, for real talk. This is why for years we've been trying to tell people, man, make sure y'all got some stuff stocked up, because let's look at this situation with the hurricane, right? Excluding the people who lost everything, the houses and everything. I only want to focus on the ones who still had their homes, okay? And their homes were livable and things of that nature. Okay. I've seen some people who took measures in stocking up on food, and you know what I'm saying? They had solar and all this and that. While everybody else was out of power, they still had power. You see what I'm saying? While everybody else was out of food, you know, they still had food. Why? Because they did what they had to do to prep for it. Now, I know you may have some people out there that say, well, what sense does it make for us to prep, you know, and stock on food and stuff if we gonna lose it? Well, the thing is, that's not an excuse, right? That's not an excuse for you not to prepare. You still should do that, especially if you are one who reads the Bible, right? Look at all the different examples that we have. That's not an excuse for you to not prepare. The Most High told Noah a flood was coming. He built an ark, right? He stocked up on stuff, right? Same thing with Joseph. Had a dream, saw a famine was coming. What did he do? Stock up on food for 7 years to last them 7 years. That is, you knowing that a storm is coming or whatever the case is, that's not an excuse. A storm, a hurricane, whatever, guess what? That's out of your control. You can't control that. That's why I always tell y'all, don't focus on the things that you can't control. Focus on what you can control. And what you can control is preparing yourself in every way that you can, whether it's food, water, medical supplies, right? Even just the fundamentals of survival, preparing yourself. We that's the problem. That's what's wrong with us, especially black people, melanated folk. We make too many excuses as to why we can't do something or whatever. That's our problem. That's what's gonna get most of our people hemmed up right there. That on top of all the sinning that they doing, right? So yeah. So you got that, right? Let's hold on one second. Let's see.
We need to talk face to face. This
Hold on, let me pull this up. Let me just do it like that. Yeah.
is important.
Sir, what's the mission? Disarm the population and restore order.
Disarm the population. Now we know. I'm just saying, if we get into politics, we already know that there's one candidate who want to take the guns away. We all know why they want to do that, but that's not gonna happen. That's another reason why they got the military that's gonna go against the people, right?
Have any weapons inside your home or on your person?
You have to give the president power to arrest any American by simply accusing them of terrorism.
Accusing them of terrorism, domestic terrorism, right? So real quick now, and like I say, y'all go and check that movie out on your own time. This is what I want to show you too, going into who they're going to label domestic terrorists, right? Now let's pull this back up real quick. Let's go back to this. Okay, now let's pull up this slide right here. Okay, I don't know if y'all will be able to see this. Okay, so this right here says, and all this stuff you can look up. You can look up. This came out in November 2020. It says here, domestic terrorism, definitions, terminology, and what they say? Methodology. Okay, look at this. It says here, domestic terrorism for the FBI's purpose. Hold on. Y'all got to excuse me. My computer is far away from me. Domestic terrorism for the FBI's proposes is referenced in U.S. Code at 18 U.S.C. 23315 and is defined as activities involving acts dangerous to human life that are a violation of the criminal laws of the United States or of any state. Okay. Appearing to be intended to intimidate or coerce a civilian population, influence the policy of government by intimidation or coercion. That how you say that, babe? Coercion, or affect the conduct of a government by mass destruction, assassination, or kidnapping. All right, let's go down. So basically, these are all the different. Hold on one second. We've been seeing it coming. I need to look it up. So, one second. So it says here, you can't even see it on the screen. You gotta just gotta look up. Y'all still with me? Just making sure. I don't want to get too far ahead and y'all cut off. Just let me know if y'all still with me. Okay, cool. Let's go with number one. It says racially or ethnically motivated violent extremism. This threat encompasses the potentiality unlawful. Is that potential? No, that's potentially unlawful use or threat of force or violence in furtherance of ideological agendas derived from bias often related to race or ethnicity held by the actor against others or a given population group. Racially or ethnically motivated violent extremists purport to use both political and religious justifications to support their racially or ethnically based ideological objectives and criminal activities. Now, if you look at this one, what comes to your mind? What comes to your mind, babe? When I'm saying if they're gonna label people domestic terrorists, and then here it says racially or ethnically motivated violent extremism, and it says groups, right? Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah.
We've heard that before. Extremism, extremist, right? So they're gonna label them that. You got, even though they're not gonna label them anything, you got the KKK, you got all them kind of groups, right? But look at this: anti-government or anti-authority violent extremism. This right here is gonna be the one of the main ones, right? This is gonna be the one of the ones that they gonna label dang near everybody. The only people that's gonna be for government in them times is those who just straight up just programmed and like it, you know what I'm saying? They sleep. But it says this threat encompasses the potentially unlawful use or threat of force or violence in furtherance of ideological agendas derived from anti-government or anti-authority sentiment, including opposition to perceived economic, social, or racial hierarchies, or perceived government overreach, negligence, or illegitimacy. Yeah. So again, this is just some of the list of people that they're gonna deem as domestic terrorists. And remember, when martial law is implemented, you don't go see no judge. If they look at you and be like, oh yeah, he's a terrorist, she's a terrorist, they're a terrorist, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's a terrorist. Lock them up. No trial. Now let's get into because we almost ready for the movie clips, and we just gonna end it with that. So let's look at this. And I always say this going back to 2013 when when everything started clicking for me, and I started seeing that, like, hold up, none of this is by coincidence. All these things that be going on, right? All this stuff is planned, man. It be psyops and everything, right? So it says here, understanding the dynamics of problem reaction solution. Number one, the problem. This first step involves the creation or manipulation of a crisis. The crisis could range from economic downturns, health emergencies, to social unrest. Often these problems are either exaggerated or even orchestrated to create a sense of fear and urgency among the public. The reaction. The natural human response to a crisis is a demand for resolution. In this stage, the public reacts predictably with a mix of fear, outrage, and a plea for help. Media often plays a crucial role in shaping and amplifying these reactions, furthering the sense of urgency and necessity for action. The solution. Finally, the entity that created or amplified the problem steps in with a solution. Never let a crisis go to waste. These solutions typically grant more power to authorities, erode civil liberties, or transfer wealth and resources from the public to the elite. The critical aspect here is that these solutions often serve the interests of a select few, while being presented as the best or only way to resolve the crisis. Now, where have we seen this before? An example of this. Let's go back to 2020. right? Without going too deep into it, we all know how it went down. I told people before, listen, in 2019, right at the end of 2019, in December, I made a post on Facebook and I said, hey, watch this. Watch how within the next few weeks to a couple months, all over the media, on your news stations, here's a case, there's a case, everywhere they're having cases, right? They use the most powerful tool that they have, which is the media, to instill fear, to program and all of that, right? And we saw it, man. People was not thinking critically. Like, it was baffling, it was frustrating, because as somebody who know what it is, like, you can just see what they were doing, man, play by play. And in the media, they was all over, because okay, boom, they created the panic. The you know, they kept saying cases here and there, right? And then after that, they said, we got to come up with a solution. We got to come up with something. And then out of nowhere, just quick, fast. Oh, we're working on a vaccine. We got vaccine, right? And then it just to see how all of it played out. And then when they came up with, I'm gonna just say the experiment, right? When they came up with it, bypassing all the stuff that they claimed they had to go through and everything like that in order to approve it, you had all of the media outlets and all the people, right? The news anchors and all of them. This thing is 100% effective. If you get it, you're not going to get sick, or you're not going to right? That's Fauci, all of them getting on there talking about that, right? But then after everything, you know, went down, boom. Because they've even threatened people like who had jobs. They were just like, if you don't get this, you know what I'm saying, you can get fired and all this and that, right? And like I said in the last video, you had some people participating in it and they ended up getting fired anyway. You had so many people participating in this junk and they did not have to. They did not have to. You had a lot of people that ended up with permanent injuries. Like I said, I'm not gonna go too deep into it because I know how YouTube is, you know. They try to hit you, try to silence you and everything, but we already know what's up. Like I say, that was an example of problem, reaction, solution. They created a problem, they brought their own solutions. And then too, with the reaction, people were begging for it. Please give us something, please. Now let's continue. Examining the beneficiaries. Who gains from all this? A skeptical view of the solutions presented in the aftermath of a crisis often reveals who the real beneficiaries are. For instance, in the case of economic crisis, bailout packages often favor big corporations, leaving the ordinary citizen bearing the blunt of the aftermath. Similarly, in health crisis, certain pharmaceutical companies may stand to gain immensely from the panic through sales of their products, often supported by government mandates. Historical and contemporary examples. Financial crisis. Economic downturns often lead to policies that favor large financial institutions, like the 2008 global financial crisis that's a prime example, right? Where banks were bailed out while millions lost their homes and jobs. Health emergencies. The COVID-19 pandemic saw unprecedented global reactions. Policies ranged from lockdowns to vaccine mandates, benefiting certain pharmaceutical companies and technology firms while raising concerns about privacy and individual freedoms. War on terror. Post 9/11 policies significantly expanded surveillance powers and military expenditures, benefiting defense contractors and intelligence agencies while eroding privacy rights. All right. So I just like I say, we can go deep into all this stuff if we wanted to, but one second. Somebody just said something here. AC, you said Google check executive order 11. Let's see. Let's look at it. Let's look at it real quick because we almost finished. Executive order. Let's look it up. 110000. Oh, this was done under Obama, huh? Okay. Let's look at it. Nah, this too long. I don't want to read all this. Let's just get a shorter version of it. Okay. Let's go through some of these. Oh, appreciate it, AC. Whoever you is, AC, thank you. Because you know what? I was looking for this the other day. When I was trying to put this together, I was actually looking for this one. I was searching executive orders under Obama. I just could not find it. But thank you. Thank you. It says here, executive order 11000. This was done under Obama, the Democratic the Democrats, right? So it says assigning emergency preparedness. Oh, matter of fact, hold on. Let me go back. I need to share it. Check this out. What's on? Ari. Hold on one second, y'all. What's making that? All right, let's go into this, y'all. You can see it. It says here, matter of fact, let me zoom in because y'all can't see it on your screen that good. Let's get a close-up of it. You'll have to zoom in on your phone a little bit. Okay. 1 second. Let me see how it's looking over here. Okay. There we go. So it says here, assigning emergency preparedness functions to the Secretary of Labor. Let's look at here. Let's look at the skill training. These plans are hold on 1 second. It says see functions. The secretary shall civilian manpower mobilization, develop plans and issue guidance designed to utilize the maximum extent civilian manpower resources. Such plans and guidance to be developed with the active participation and assistance of the states and local political subdivisions thereof, and of other organizations and agencies concerned with the mobilization of the people of the United States. Such plans shall include, but not necessarily be limited to, manpower management, recruitment, selection and referral, training, employment, stabilization, including appeals procedures, proper utilization and determination of the skill categories critical to meeting the labor requirements of defense and essential civilian activities. Priorities, procedures for translating survival and production urgencies into manpower priorities to be used as guides for allocating available workers. National guidance, technical guidance to states for the utilization of the nationwide system of public employment offices and other appropriate agencies for screening, recruiting, and referring to workers, and for other appropriate activities to meet mobilization and civil defenses or defense needs in each community. Now, let me go down because I do remember this one. I want to go to the one where it talks about let's see, clemency requirements, skill categories, labor development. Oh, look at this. relations developed after consultation with Department of Commerce, the Department of Defense, the National Labor Relations Board. Okay, let me go down here. Assessment, tactical manpower, research. Dang, it's something in here that I remember reading a long time ago. I mean, y'all shit on your own time. Read all of this, but I'm trying to find something to report. Basically, Civil Defense Act. Basically, it talked about them being able to take over like the resources, taking, you know, if they need people land, if they need people cars and all that type stuff, then they have the right to take over that, to take control of all of that, right? But yeah, that's a good one though. I appreciate it, bro. Y'all look this up on your own time. And thank you, AC. He says also, or she says also, look into 10995, 10997, 10998, 10999. The one we're looking at now, 001, 002, 003, 45, and then 051. So on your own time, look those up. And I'm gonna look into them myself too. All right, appreciate you for that. Thank you. All right, now y'all, let's go ahead because I don't want y'all to be on here for too long. I know some of y'all got to go to work in the AM. So let's look at this real quick. Let's look at this. I wanna put some things into context. Okay, I want to put some things into context because, and I'm going into like the political side of things right now. Okay. Let's go to this real quick. Let me show y'all this. Can y'all see this? It says Kamala absolutely roasts Donald Trump for his the enemy from within rhetoric. I want y'all to pay attention to something, okay? Whenever you listen to these people talk, you gotta listen to what they really talking about, okay? Don't get caught up in all of the distractions and stuff. Understand what they really talking about. Listen to this.
He has stated that one of the biggest threats America faces is, quote, the enemy from within. The enemy from within. But know where that language harkens back to.
We know because she said in another interview that he's talking about the American. When he says the enemy within, he's talking about the American people. This is what she said in another interview. She was wrong. She's not. He wasn't talking about the American people when he said. Because I'm finna bring up the actual interview where he said that, and he was not talking about the American people. If you look at that whole interview, he was talking about the deep state. He's talking about the Democratic Party, the government, the shadow government. We know who he's talking about. He's talking about the illegal immigrants that's here, the sleeper cells. You know what I'm saying? From within, that's already here. He's not talking about the American people, but just Pete Gang though.
Understand, and let us be clear about what he is saying. He considers any American who doesn't support him or bend to his will to be an enemy to our country.
Lies.
And further, he says that as commander-in-chief, he would use our military to go after them.
Lies.
Honestly, let that sink in.
But I'm gonna tell y'all something. What she's saying, like I told y'all in the beginning, regardless of who it is, whether it's him or her, right? They don't call the shots, y'all. It's not going to be them that do this. Like what she's saying is true. He didn't say that, right? This is not coming from Trump. Okay, everything she's saying is actually what they're going to do. It's just she's trying to put that on Trump and make it seem like he's coming up with all this or whatever. But anyway, just keep listening.
Use of the American military to go after American citizens? And we know who he would target first because he has targeted them and attacked them before. Journalists whose stories he doesn't like. Nonpartisan election officials who refuse to cheat by finding extra votes for him. Judges who insist on following the law.
Anyway, I don't know, man. Listen, me and my brother were talking about this earlier today. Anybody who even though we know the votes really don't count, anybody who will vote for her, anybody who's looking at her, listening to her, and say, "Yeah, Kamala," bro, these people are out their mind. Out their mind. It just goes to show that people don't use logic. They're not using critical thinking skills. They're not using common sense, right? In all of her interviews, bro, fam, this lady does not know how to answer a question. In all of her interviews, instead of answering the question, Trump, this, Trump that, Trump, right? She don't explain in detail where her policies are and anything like that. That's what I'm saying. It's a ish show, man. It's a joke. It's a joke, right? All right, now let me start. Let me get off this real quick, and now let me show you what the man actually said. Okay, because that's what people like to do. They like to take things out of context. Let me show you something real quick. Let's go to this. All right, look at this right here. Let me go back a little bit. You got to watch the whole thing, but to see exactly. But I just want to get to the part where he talked about this. Listen to this.
Murderers and 15,000 rapists.
Right.
What are you expecting? Joe Biden said he doesn't think it's going to be a peaceful election day.
Well, he doesn't have any idea what's happening in Rofred as he spends most of his day sleeping. I think the bigger problem is the enemy from within, not even the people that have come in and destroying our country. By the way, totally destroying our country. The towns, the villages, they're being inundated. But I don't think they're the problem in terms of election day. I think the bigger problem are the people from within. We have some very bad people. We have some sick people, radical left lunatics. And I think they're and it should be very easily handled by, if necessary, by National Guard, or if really necessary, by the military, because they can't let that happen.
You told me back in February.
So again, I mean, he said it right here. Clearly, we know who he's talking about. He's talking about the Democrats or whatever, right? And those who are behind the Democrats, he's talking about them, how they are sick people and things of that nature. Because you got to think about it, right? Democrats support transgenders. They support all the all that stuff. They support all that stuff, right? And they fight for it. You dig what I'm saying? So just think about that, right? And that's sick. Ain't it sick? That's sick. Kamala wants to give money to inmates, right? Transgender inmates for them to have surgeries and everything like that. This is what they doing, bro. This is what they doing. So when he talks about the enemy within, he's talking about our own government, right?
That you were going to rent out Madison Square Garden for a rally.
Yeah.
And now you're going to do it at the end of October.
Not only Madison Square Garden, we're taking 4 or 5 arenas. We fill them up very fast. As you know, we took where the Islanders play.
But yeah, let me get off that. Like I said, you can go and watch the whole interview if you want to. But then check this one out right here. And it's gonna be the last one we get into before we look at these movie clips. The enemy within. All right. Y'all remember when he said this right here? Look at this. Check this out.
They want to take away my freedom because I will never let them take away your freedom. It's very simple. They want to silence me because I will never let them silence you. They want you silent. And I am the only one that can save this nation because you know they're not coming after me, they're coming after you, and I just happen to be standing in their way, and I will never be moving.
He said, they're not coming after me, they're coming after you. And then it's funny because right below he said, we will alliterate the deep state. Right now, y'all on your own time, you know, like I say, it's you don't have to, but I'm just saying to understand what he's talking about and who he's talking about, you'll have to go down the rabbit hole of who the deep state is and everything like that. Like I say, I don't care nothing about Trump. I don't care nothing about Kamala. I know that they all playing their parts and everything like that. I tell people all the time, stop looking at these folks to come save you. They ain't gonna never save you. That's a part of the system. The system, and you know, because people keep thinking that the system can be fixed. It's not meant for the system to be fixed. You can't fix this system, right? This system is designed for us to fail, for us to never get ahead, for us, you know what I'm saying? For us to always remain in these positions that we're in, right? What we got to do is create new systems. You understand what I'm saying? This system got to be destroyed. And you can't expect for these people to come save you, to do anything for you. Stop depending on these people. And this is what I'm trying to communicate to my family members. This is what I'm trying to communicate to all the people out there who sleep, bro. Why let's look at the history of the government. Why are y'all continuing to trust these devils? Year after year, election after election, it's the same. Oh, we're gonna come in and we're gonna do this to make this better. No, we're gonna come in and do this to make this better. Democrats always go to the black folk. You know, hey, you vote for us, we got you. We're gonna look out for you. And never do. Never do. Same old things, bro. Why can't we look at this? And when will it ever click for y'all? Stop putting your faith in these devils, man. They not for you. They never gonna be for you. All right. We gotta stop. We got to look out for each other. You understand what I'm saying? Look at the education system. The education is piss poor and have been for a very long time. These children are not being taught nothing valuable. They are being indoctrinated. Why are we continuing to send our children to these schools? Y'all got to take back control of that. Start homeschooling the children. On top of all that, I was telling my home what is. Look at the health industry or the pharmaceutical industry, right? I just put it down right there. Think about all that, y'all. Why do we continue? If America's supposed to be the greatest country, we supposed to have the best of everything, right? Why are we the sickest? Why are people continuing and go to college to become doctors, to become this and that? Yet, if you look at just look at the numbers, man, look at the statistics. It's getting worse. Why are we continuing to go to school to get a degree in these things? It's not helping nobody, man. People are becoming sicker. When are we going to stop going to these hospitals, stop going to these doctors? And that's why I keep trying to say, and my thing is this, right? I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with wanting to become a doctor or becoming a nurse. All I'm saying is that they're brainwashed. They're brainwashed into thinking that, you know, they're really working for a good cause, or they're working under a good, you know, and you know, just a righteous organization or whatever. When at you know, the truth of the matter is that most of these doctors who run a lot of these hospitals and stuff, man, come on, man. These the same ones you see in the movie Eyes Wide Shut, who be attending these you know, they Masons, right? Yeah, they operate and behave a certain way during the daytime, but at nighttime, man, these folks live different lives, man. These folks be man. Anyways, because you got to think, why they make all that money? They ain't finna give you all that money if you not a part of something. They all set up, and it's decompartmentalized, right? I got family members who are nurses, but they don't know what's going on at the top. They don't know about the sinister things that be going on, all the drugs and stuff that these folks be administering, because like they know what these drugs and stuff do. They don't treat the actual cause, the problem. They treat symptoms. You understand what I'm saying? And in treating those symptoms, they create more problems. Before my granddaddy passed away, my granddaddy had dementia. They took his mind. He was on so much medication. I'm talking about, you walk in his room, he had a little bag with little jars of pills in them. I remember one day, my mama was telling me that my granddaddy, he was in his room, and you know, he was in one of them little scooter things that you sit in and you have to like ride around in it, right? He was in one of them before they put him in the hospital. So my mama said she was cooking one day, and she heard the front door open and close. And so she went and looked and saw that my granddad was on his little scooter. It ain't funny. Hey, it ain't, I'm for real, it ain't funny. But she said my granddad was on a little scooter, like just about to ride out. Right? He was in the driveway on his little scooter about to dip. And so my mama went out there and got him, right? It was just, and asked him, you know, what you doing? And my granddaddy said that he had to pack up all his stuff because the people in the TV was talking to him. Like, what? The people in the TV was talking. He was scared to be in his room. He kept pointing at the TV, talking about and you know, we looking at the TV like, granddad, what you talking about? All that dang on medication, man. That medication messed his mind up. Right? And they know this. The ones at the top know this. The nurses, they just be giving the stuff out. Huh? Here you go, sir. Here's your prescription. Hope you feel better. They don't know no better. Right? Now let's get into these movie clips and then we done for the night. Try to check this out real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up. What did I save it under? That's the crazy part. Oh, desktop. All right, y'all. Check this out. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull them up. Okay. I'm going to do a test to see if it works. Window media player. To share audio, share a tab or screen instead. All right. Bae, can you see this?
Okay, now okay, yes.
Okay. All right. So y'all see what's on the screen. We're gonna end the video with this, okay? But this, I wanted y'all to see these clips because it's dealing with this is predictive programming, okay? This is not anything that I say. I don't want y'all to think that I'm instilling fear. Okay. For the family members and friends that's watching this, I don't want y'all to think I'm instilling fear. This is not doom and gloom. This is real life. Okay. This is real life. These are things that could possibly happen in real life. Okay. And I just want you all to be prepared in the best way. Okay. We know who our power is. Okay. It's important for us moving forward to be in that power, to not be fearful of anything. Y'all don't got nothing to fear. We dealing with cowards, and this is how they have to go about doing things. Anytime you dealing with a coward or cowards, and you see they moving like this, you should not fear this. Again, don't fear those who can do any harm to the body, right? But fear the one who can do harm to the soul. Y'all have to think about it. Our ancestors were warriors. Our ancestors had to go through all this. They had to deal with these devils in every age, in going all the way back to to the beginning. Our ancestors, our bloodlines had to go through this. What makes us think that we not gonna have to go through it? Some of us are gonna be martyrs. Some of us is gonna have to. I'm just being 100. This is not to scare nobody or anything, but this is just the reality. A lot of us are gonna have to lose a life to save a life. And that in its honor is honoring that. All right. This is what I say when I say creating legacies and who are you? Who are you going to be in this story? That's the question that you got to ask yourself, and that's the question you got to ask the Most High in prayer, in meditation. Who are you going to be in this story? All right. So let's get into this. Listen carefully. This movie came out in 2019. This is The Tomorrow Man. Check it out. Can you hear that?
No, I can't hear it, babe.
All right, hold on one second. One second. Even though I'm sharing it, it's still not allowing for the audio to play. One second. No. Hold on. This is the only way it's gonna let me do it, because it's a different thing. All right. All right. Let's do a test real quick. Once it pulls up. Can y'all hear this?
What are you laughing about?
This.
You can hear it now? All right, cool. All right, y'all. Listen now. No, it's purposely like that because they're gonna give me a copyright strike if I show the host the movie. So what I did was I just blocked the majority of it and I kept the caption open. I just need for y'all to hear it. You don't got to see it. If you want to watch the movie, go and watch it, right? That's why I put the title down there. But here we go. Listen to this, y'all. Listen to this. Very important.
What are you laughing about?
this. Us here, so peaceful.
It's nice.
I laugh because soon it's all going to be over.
What do you mean?
I mean, moments like this, they're going to be few and far between. Most of the time, they'll be scrambling to survive.
Okay, I want to comment on that, right? When I made the song, what's the name of that song that I made? Where I said in the second verse, I said, take this time to cherish these moments, right? This is exactly why I said that. Why we still have time to move around like we moving around, doing what we doing. Listen, get with y'all loved ones, your mama, your daddies, your uncles, your aunties, your cousins, your friends, right? Get calm before the storm. Thank you. Get with your family and your loved ones and create memories. Create as many memories as you can. Cherish the moments that you have with them. Because as the days go by, and when we enter into those times, you're not going to be able to do that no more. You know what I'm saying? You probably won't even hear from your family no more. All right? Because what did he just say here? Because most of the time, we're going to be scrambling to survive. He's laying that all out in this movie on how these things are going to happen. Watch this.
I don't understand. What? Survive? What?
You have to know what I'm talking about. Deep down, you can feel it even if you don't admit it to yourself. It might start with a news bullet. You're watching a commercial or something, and then suddenly this guy comes on, one of those plastic talking robots telling us the stock market is going to crash. And then the president comes on, and the people are all waiting for him to speak. And when he does, he says there's a national emergency and he has to declare martial law.
What did we read in the beginning? Okay.
So you can't believe it. So you go to the local store and you see everyone in the street with this strange look in their eyes because they can't believe it too. So you get to the store and it's filled with people buying everything they can get their hands on. And up in the sky, helicopters start going whoop, whoop, overhead. And you know. The first day you watch TV trying to find out what's going on. But by the third day, it's nothing but static. And the net's down too, just like your cell phone. Around about this time, you hear the first gunshot. And at first it sounds strange and novel, but then it's everywhere. It starts getting closer. And then you see a body in the street. Nobody's come to move it. And another, and another. So you decide to leave, only you're not alone. The streets are choked with cars. And then the military comes. Only it's not our military, some other countries. And you can't believe it.
Hold on. What now? The military comes? Only it's not our military, but another countries? Who's here right now in the United States? Who's here right now in the United States, in different states, laying low, just waiting for the word? Men of fighting age. Right now. All right.
But you know it's true. You know. You know. It's all over.
You really think that's going to happen?
Maybe. I don't know.
All right, so that was the Tomorrow Man. This next one, as y'all know this one. All right, I didn't get on here and do an actual review or talked about this movie. I know a lot of people did, but I feel like, you know, it's crazy because Leave the World Behind, right? Obama and them produced this movie, which should tell you everything you need to know. Okay, again, they put these things in these movies. It's so crazy, man, because I feel like they be trying to help folks. Like as evil as they are. I mean, but we know they gotta tell you what they're gonna do before they do it. But it's so crazy because I just be looking at this stuff like, bro, they telling you what they gonna do, or what they plan to do, right? Don't give these devils no power. Screw them. But what I'm saying, this is one of the most recent ones that came out. Like I say, all throughout the movie, there's messages, there's symbolism, but the most important part of the movie is the very end of it. And listen to it.
GH, what's going on?
Before we go, I need to know that you're on the level with me. No matter how far this thing goes, I need to know that we're good. Because if what just happened here is happening everywhere, we need to get to that bunker Danny told us about, and we need to get there now.
What are you talking about? You know something.
I had a sneaking suspicion, but I wanted more information first. All the signs were there, sure, but I didn't want to scare anyone. You'd have called me crazy because it is crazy. It would have made more sense if we were on the brink of an all-out invasion. But this... I didn't think we'd actually let something like this happen. I thought we were smarter than that.
What happened?
Because my primary client works in the defense sector, I spent a lot of time studying the cost-benefit analysis of military campaigns. There was one program in particular that terrified my client the most. A simple 3-stage maneuver that could topple a country's government from within. First stage was isolation. Disable their communication and transportation. Make the target as deaf, dumb, and paralyzed as possible. Setting them up for the second stage. Synchronized chaos. Terrorize them with covert attacks and misinformation. Overwhelming their defense capabilities, leaving their weapon systems vulnerable to extremists in their own military. Without a clear enemy or motive, people would start turning on each other. Done successfully, the third stage would happen on its own.
What's the third stage?
A coup d'etat. Civil war. Collapse. This program was considered the most cost-effective way to destabilize a country. Because if the target nation was dysfunctional enough, it would, in essence, do the work for you. Whoever started this wants us to finish it.
Now that's key. That's, man, listen. In all these movies, they tell you exactly how they gonna go about doing it. But we look at it as entertainment. It's not entertainment, y'all. These are their plans. And the way that they laid it out here and Leave the World Behind, I can actually see that. I mean, even the first video, even in the first movie, but here, you know, the whole thing with civil war and everything like that, want us to turn against each other and all that. Listen, man, I'm gonna hold my thought. Let's keep going.
I didn't know it then.
All right, now in this movie, The Fifth Wave, I talked about it a lot in the past, but in this movie, they lay it all out too. Okay, 2016.
But that was the last normal day of my life.
We have reason to believe there's an imminent threat to this location.
All right, stay with your sister.
The waves have begun.
It started coordinated attacks on metropolitan areas.
Okay, now let's back it up a little bit. Let's back it up. Now, hold on one second. Let's see.
Waves have begun.
It started.
It's doing it too fast. Hold on one second. Okay. So the military, right, in this movie says that an imminent threat to this location.
Waves have begun.
It started coordinated.
That's something I want y'all to think about. It says, let's see, the waves have begun. And then he's talked about the
attacks on metropolitan.
They started coordinated attacks. There's a coordinated attacks on our metropolitan areas. Okay. Coordinated, orchestrated attacks in the cities. If you don't know what the metropolitan areas are, that's the cities, the big cities, the densely populated areas.
The first wave knocked out all the power.
There's an order in how they, well, I don't even want to say an order in how they do all these things, but I mean, you can see in every movie or TV show, they start with the power, knocking all the power out, the communications out, right? Leaving the people confused, not being able to receive information and things of that nature. This is why we always tell y'all, invest in a crank radio, a hand crank radio, invest in GMRS, walkie-talkies, ham radios, things of that nature, right? CB radios, all that. That's gonna operate off the radio waves and things of that nature. Get that, okay? Let's see. So yeah, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna knock out all the power. This is gonna be, you know, starting with your cell phones, TV, all that stuff. Now, I talk to my wife about this all the time. I just be like, shoot, that's straight. I ain't worried about that. What I will worry about is the cars, right? If they knock out the power with the cars, where they won't be able to drive and stuff, that's gonna be a real issue. But even then, though, because I say this, some of your post-apocalyptic vehicles would be those that were produced or built before the 1980s. So anything like a truck that was built in the 70s, or, you know, a car that was built in the 70s, because they don't got that chip in there. You understand what I'm saying? Or look at dirt bikes, things that like that, right? That got a clutch on it, that you have to pull the clutch in and crank it like that, right? Those are still gonna be up and running, right? But regular cars, and they got that these modern cars, forget about it. They all gonna be dead. That's if they do an EMP, okay, like the really big one. But just regular power outages and stuff like that, what we're seeing like now, like I say, they just knock out the phones and computers and things of that nature. But yeah, look at this.
Then the second wave hit. An earthquake strong enough to shake the entire planet.
It talks about an earthquake that's strong enough to shake the entire planet. Okay, and we already know what earthquake that is referring to. Okay, and we're gonna get into that just in a second. Okay, now it wasn't just the earthquake, because in this scene she showed like mud floods, exactly what we saw in North Carolina and things of that nature. Yeah. And if you do your research on mud floods, just go back to the history of all these cities that were flooded, right? And how these devils built cities on top of those cities. go back into your history and look at how they actually flooded towns where our people, melanated folk, was living and had houses and everything. How they flooded those towns, and to this day, they got lakes. They named lakes after these places. It's whole cities underneath, you know, in that water at the bottom. Yeah. So when I tell y'all, like, when I be saying like a lot of this stuff, this ain't God doing, but it's them. Like you go back to the early 1800s and look at how they created these so-called natural disasters, targeting different places so that they can start building on top of them and stuff like that. Right? Just look up mud flood. Go down that rabbit hole. You gonna find out about history you never knew about. Right? I'm talking Tartarian kingdom or empire. A lot of people don't know about Tartaria. A lot of people don't know about Prester John. A lot of people don't know about none of that stuff, the world fairs and stuff like that. We talking about stuff, man, stuff that's not in the history books. Go look all this stuff up.
I got you.
With the third wave, disease spread across the world.
Third wave was disease spreading across the world, right? We know, listen, none of this stuff is natural, man. We know who created the diseases and everything. Like, we know who's spreading it. We know who's doing it.
By the fourth wave, they were among us.
The others have the ability to inhabit human hosts. They could be anywhere.
Right? So the fourth wave was, it says that they were among us. The others were among us. Now, I can break this movie down to a T. The others are not who you think they are, right? It's a diversion. Listen, when it said the others are among us, they see, when you watching a movie in the beginning, you think the others is talking about aliens, right? But in actuality, the others are really the military, the government, you know what I'm saying? These devils, you know what I'm saying? Those are the others. And they have been amongst us. They've been amongst us for a very, very long time. They're not extraterrestrial, right? They're interdimensional. They've been amongst us this whole time. Taking human form and you know what I'm saying? Like, just all that. So hold on, let's keep going though.
We can't trust anyone anymore.
Cassie!
The others took my brother, and I'm gonna go get him.
You will learn to think, move, and fight like soldiers.
I want to be ready.
You won't get very far on your own. Grab the gun and snap my hand away. Good.
How are we supposed to fight them if we don't even know what they are?
What are you? They took everything from me.
My sister's coming.
This is our world. This is our home.
Move!
Our only choice is to take it back.
Drop it!
I know you're human.
How?
Because if you were one of them, you would have shot me already.
Okay, so that was the trailer. I just wanted y'all to peep the trailer, but these are actual scenes from the movie. Okay, she's the guy. Okay, so her and this guy, this guy, he was a soldier, or he is a soldier. Okay, he's a sleeper agent, and his job was to, be a sniper. Okay, to kill the remaining people, right? The survivors of all these different waves. His job was to be out, in the highways and on the bridges and everything like that, to snipe people. And so him and her are having this conversation, and just listen to this.
Kill you, Cassie. I would have done it a long time ago.
What are you? You're one of them. You're a fucking other.
I'm human. But I'm other too. I'm both. This isn't the first time the others have been here. They came before and created sleeper agents like me. I always felt different. Growing up, there was this voice in my head. It was quiet, but it was there. And when the ship arrived, it was like a switch was flipped inside me. And the sleeper woke up.
How many people have you killed?
So just like all those sleeper cells that's here right now, they got a switch inside of them, and they just waiting for that switch to turn on.
The army is controlled by the others. They're preparing the kids.
For what?
To kill the last humans.
All right, now this is so important. Okay, he says the army is controlled by the others, and that they got the children. You notice in this, if you watch this movie, they were going around picking up all of the children and killing the parents, right? They were getting the children, taking them back to military bases to train them, right? Train them and to program them, right? Put them on the MK Ultra mind control, and also putting a chip inside of them. Okay, we're gonna see all that, but they did that, right? And y'all gonna hear it. But like he said, they did that so that they can train them to kill the last humans. Like all the people that's gonna survive all this stuff that's gonna go down, right? That's the last card. That's the end game. I'm just saying for them, right?
I saved you.
You see what I'm saying? So he was out there sniping people and everything. And as you can see, hold on, I don't want to keep playing it because I don't want it to do a copyright. Hold on. And so, okay, so you see here out there in the woods, you see another sniper. I don't know if he was working for the government or if he was working I don't know what he was. I'm thinking that he was working for the government, right? Because he was real adamant about taking her out or whatever. So the sleeper cell dude had to take him out, right, before he killed her. But anyways, yeah. And you see this same thing in the movie The Domestics, right? If you watch the Domestics, they had different groups, and I remember that one scene where it was somebody wearing like a deer head or something like that. He was on top of the bridge, and he was like a sniper or whatever. So I'm just saying, this is just something to keep in mind, y'all. Right? It's gonna be a lot of snipers and folks out there like that. But anyway, let's keep going. I don't want to. Let me skip real quick. All right, here we go.
None of this makes sense. They knock planes out of the sky and cause earthquakes, but they're afraid of an army of children?
There's something Bosch isn't telling us.
Okay, I'm not risking my life for this.
Brenda, what are you doing?
I'm unenlisting. I'm better out there on my own.
If you know what's best for you.
So what she's doing right there is, these are the children. These are the children that they train to go out and kill regular people, right? Now, what she's doing, she's saying that I'm about to enlist. So she then takes the chip or the whatever they put inside of them, right? The tracking device or whatever. But watch what's gonna happen when she take it out.
You'll do the same.
Holy shit! Oh my god! Holy shit! Zombie! See this? She's green! What the hell, you guys? Put your guns down.
You're one of them. You're an alien.
What are you talking about? I just saved your asses.
If she's one of them, we have to take her out now.
Okay, just calm down, all right?
We have to.
I can see it. I can see it inside of her. There's nothing inside me.
Shut up!
Zombie, what do we do? Do we shoot her?
Your call, zombie.
Zombie, what are you doing?
What's up, man?
Oh my God! What's going on, man? Hey, put your guns down. Put your guns down. Don't shoot. Calm down. She's not another. Neither am I. I'm glowing green, right? Yeah.
Listen to this, because this is very important. He's going to explain it right here.
Yeah. Listen. You know me. Come on, Dumbo. You know who I am. Put the guns down. Just put them down. I'm not another. I don't even think any of those people out there shooting at us are others. Resnick, Bosch, they lied to us. They lied to us, man. Green doesn't mean alien. Green means human. Just without one of these.
What are you talking about?
Don't you guys see? Those lenses? These trackers? It's all fake, man. It's an illusion. It's a trick. They weren't testing these. They were testing us. They were seeing how we would do. How we would hold up under pressure. Right? If we would do what we were trained to do.
To kill others.
No, to kill the survivors, man. To kill survivors.
Yeah, but what about the guys outside, huh? The ones that were shooting at us?
They're human.
Why would the army want us to kill other humans?
Because the army, Resnick, Vosh, they're the others.
And because we're kids, they thought they could manipulate us into doing their dirty work.
Yep.
We're not fighting the fifth wave. We are the fifth wave.
You see what I'm saying? That right there is what I be trying to explain to people, man. When I say, it's like, I be praying, bro. Like, if you go watch the movie Manchurian Candidate, right? I just be praying that people that's in the military, that they can kind of shake or wake up, because they juiced up. They be juicing them up, right? And y'all know what I'm talking about when I say juiced up. They under so much mind control, it's not even funny. They truly believe that they're fighting for a good cause, that they're fighting for the good guys. They don't understand that they're really, you know what I'm saying? They're being used. They're being used, man. And I just be praying that the Most High just wake these folks up. Wake them up so that they can turn against these folks and realize that they being used. But they I'm talking about the programming is so deep, it's so heavy, and it's so strong, right? A lot of them folks, man, some of them, ain't gonna lie though, some of them are gonna wake up. Some of them are gonna see that, hold on, this ain't right. This junk ain't right, man. You know, some of them are gonna snap out of that, and then they're gonna be fighting against, you know, them or whatever. But like he said here, they were trained to kill survivors. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying, y'all. When all this stuff go down and everything like that, and let's just say, right, because I'm a realist, I'm being real. The cities are gonna be under heavy military control. The more people, the more military, right? The more control. The people who live in the country, right? The people who live in the countries and stuff, they're gonna be good for a little while. They're gonna be good for a little while. I truly believe that yes, there are gonna be safe havens throughout America. I know some other people may feel otherwise. I truly believe that though. I believe that there's gonna be safe havens throughout America. I will say this too. Hold on. Yeah. I will say this too. The people who live in the country areas are the ones that's the most armed. Okay. I feel like this is going to be something that's going to go on for years. And when I'm referring to this war with them against the people, this is going to be something going on for years. And they show it in Armageddon, right? They show it in there because if you look at the people in Armageddon, they had land, they had a farm and things of that nature. But then the military came out there and basically was at war with them, right? So it took for all of them to band together to go against the military. But this is the plan, y'all. This is the plan. This is the plan. Okay. And again, there's nothing to be afraid of. It's just we got to get into that mindset, right? Of standing strong, standing our ground, and fighting. Real talk. That's just what it's gonna have to come to. Like I say, it ain't nothing because this is gonna happen everywhere, not just America. It's gonna happen everywhere. We gotta. This is why I keep urging everybody to come together. This is why I keep urging y'all, man, to tap into that mindset of just, becoming a warrior, getting into that mindset. Okay. A lot of us gonna have to be on foot. We're gonna have to flee, a lot of these different areas, going to the wilderness, whatever the case is. She's gonna have to do that. That's why I be saying now, like, you got a lot of our people, we so bougie, we too spoiled, right? That's why when you read Numbers, the children of Israel came out of Egypt, you see most of them died. That generation that came out, they died. They didn't get a chance to make it into the promised land, or coming out of Egypt, out of the wilderness. They died. The wilderness was like a cleansing process. It was like a detoxification process, right? Just trying to get them to to wean them off of the things that they were used to in Egypt and everything. It's gonna be the same way. I don't know why some of y'all think it's gonna be different. You're gonna have a lot of people that's still stuck on the Babylonian ways and the ways of living and all of that. You got a lot of our people right now. If you put them out in the wilderness, they're gonna go crazy. Oh my God, I cannot be in the wilderness. I just can't be out here. Look at all these bugs. Oh my God, nasty, nasty. But think about it. The wilderness, nature, was our natural habitat, is our natural habitat. We so brainwashed and conditioned to think that living in these cities is okay. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been so far removed from our natural state. It's a shame. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it myself, man. I'm talking about people who came from money. You put them in the woods. John, listen. A lot of them can't do it. A lot of them they ain't gonna be able to take it. A lot of them they not gonna be able to take it. They gonna be crying and begging. Oh man, I just wish we was back in the city. I wish we was back, living the good life like we was living, all our comforts and things and no, the Most High is watching all that. Most High is taking note of all that. Oh yeah, I see. They still attached. They can't detach themselves from it. They not ready. And now a lot of people gonna get cut off. A lot of people gonna get cut off. Even when it comes to this whole eating flesh. What did we learn from reading Numbers? They was begging. Oh, we missed the fish. We missed the flesh. We missed this. We missed that. Please, who gonna give us flesh to eat? We tired of this manna. We can't take it no more. And shoot, next thing Most High was like, all right, bet. Go on. All right, I'm finna make these birds come down. Go and give them what they want. and watch what happened to them. They ate the quail, and we know the rest. We know the rest. So it's and then in the scriptures even state that there's gonna be people being caught eating swine behind trees and stuff. Yeah, I think it's in Isaiah or Jeremiah. It's one of them. If it's true, I'm just saying. If we gonna go back into the wilderness again, expect for a lot of our people to die. Because they still want to be attached to these Babylonian ways. So
Tell me, Ben.
Listen to this.
What do you know?
We almost finished.
I know what you are. You're gonna kill me, aren't you?
Yes.
Why? What's the point of any of this? What do we do to deserve?
Nothing. Other than occupying space we need.
Hold on. What did he say? You ain't do nothing. You ain't do nothing wrong. You're just occupying a space that we need. Now, hold on. Let's take that. Let's look at what's going on in North Carolina. Let's look at what's going on in what's the name of that state? No, the one with Yellowstone Park in it. Wyoming. Let's look at what's going on in Wyoming. Let's look at what happened in Hawaii. You're occupying the space that we need. Why do we need these spaces? We want to start mining. Mining for what? Lithium deposits. Yeah. Occupying the space we need. You're sitting on resources.
We're not that different, Ben. Your kind would do exactly the same thing.
Now he said we're not that different. Your kind would do the exact same thing. I'm gonna break that down. When he says we're not that different, now understand. We can look at him as the reptilian, okay? We can look at him as the alien, the real alien, right? But when he says your kind, he's referring to, and if I got Caucasians on here, it's no disrespect. I'm just saying historically, right? If we looking at the history, because watch what he's finna say.
No, our kind wouldn't have wiped out an entire species.
Of course you would. We've been doing it for centuries.
Okay, see, he said my kind wouldn't wipe out entire species. And then the other guy was like, of course you would. You've been doing it for centuries, right? So, okay, let's take that and let's look at let's look at history, right? We know who been going around slaughtering people, taking their lands and things of that nature. I'm just saying, like I say, there's no disrespect to the ones on here that's watching, right? Because I know a lot of y'all don't get down how your ancestors did, but I'm just saying it's just the truth, right? So when he says your kind, he's referring to to not only the Caucasian race, though, right? We can't sit here and just say that. We can't say the Caucasian race. We can say the other races too, right? All the ones that Psalms 83 talks about. Okay, these other nations or races of people or whatever, right? Because they all went around doing the same things, enslaving people, killing, slaughtering people, nations of people, right? Stealing land, stealing resources, all that. They've been doing this for forever. Now, look at this. I posted this. This was before I deleted my Instagram, years before I deleted my Instagram. This was 2016 when this movie first came out. It's crazy because me and my wife, this is the first movie we watched. We went and watched this movie when me and her first met. Yep. So this was our first outing together. We went to go watch this movie. And right after, I had said, this movie is a big warning from Hollywood showing the world of what's coming shortly. Just look at the title, The Fifth Wave, basically the fifth age, with all these terrible events that would happen, natural disasters, weather warfare, darkness, EMP, diseases, virus outbreaks, invasions, alien deception, so on and so forth, right? I had made that back in 2016. Let's go on to the next one. Now, hold on 1 second. Okay, so the next one was a post that I think I made the first post in 2016, but in 2018 I reposted it. Now, the one in 2016, right? Scenarios of what may happen here in America. I can't find that video no more. I actually saved that video, but I just can't find it. Cause I think in that video I put together some information about some stuff. I forgot, but it says I'm going to keep sharing these videos until it happens. 9/23, because we know 239 or 329 or 9/23, right? Everybody thought that it was September the 23rd, right? But when you look at 9/23, it's plutonium, which is not a date. Plutonium is something that they use inside of a nuclear missile, right? Says they are going to stage a worldwide pandemic virus. I told you that was going to come. And there will be quarantines everywhere. They are going to stage a World War III. Everything's going to be staged. It's all planned by the elite. Keep your eyes open. We don't know the day or the hour, but we don't have long. So these are the years where I was preparing. I had started preparing and everything, right? I didn't wait to 2020. I knew way before then that all this stuff was gonna come. And look at here. So I remember I made this in 2015. I said the music industry preparing us for martial law. This song is called No Church in the Wild by Jay-Z and Kanye West. And it shows martial law and civil unrest, right?
Happened so fast.
Okay, now going into this next movie, this is how it ends. Now remember, I told y'all in the beginning where we looked at that trailer from Gray State, and I said, remember this. Remember how the people was looking up at the flights and stuff like that being canceled. Just listen to this conversation being had or held around this fire. Listen to this.
Yeah, it was maybe 10, 15 minutes before the police were just yelling at everybody to evacuate. I mean, you could see the sound and the water retreat. I've never seen anything like that before.
We were a couple miles inland by the time the waves hit. You could hear it.
By the time the waves hit. Now all of this taking place on the West Coast in Cali. Okay. We already know about the tsunamis, the tidal waves and everything like that. But and then you can see that in the movie San Andreas, right? But all right, let's go.
It's horrible.
Yeah. And just so you know, Will, I don't think this was an earthquake.
Okay, look, hold on. Cause I gotta break this stuff down. He said, I don't think this was an earthquake. Okay, I know we all keep talking about the big earthquake, the big earthquake, the big earthquake. Go and look at the TV show 911. And I want y'all to keep this in mind too. All throughout California, y'all know they have underground tunnels. Okay, they got underground tunnels all throughout that state. Now, right, where they do a lot of the trafficking, child trafficking and stuff like that. Listen, I'm trying to make it make sense for you, okay? Imagine they put bombs all throughout the underground tunnels, underneath the city of LA, underneath all these cities in Cali. I want you to think about it, right? Okay. The bombs go off. And then you seeing all these, things happening throughout the city. Now, yes, it may be an earthquake, But I'm trying to tell you, these bombs, when they go off, is what's gonna create a lot of the damage. Because they're right on top of it. They on top of these tunnels. So if all these explosions, and that's why I mentioned the TV show 911, because they show that in that show, right? You got to go watch the trailer. But so the tidal wave that they referring to, it ain't nothing for them to drop a nuke on the coast in the ocean to create this large wave, and likewise on the East Coast with New York City. Right, and we kind of saw them trying to come up with these excuses, talking about a piece of the island or some island breaking off into the ocean that created tidal. Man, get out of here.
I'm a software engineer. I've seen tons
Listen to this though, because this is actually what it is. Like I say, they put it in the movies.
of war game simulations, including this exact scenario. Events just like this. They're designed to erase rational behavior with what appears to be a singular incident. But really, it's all synchronized.
It's all synchronized. It's all synchronized. It's all orchestrated. This singular incident is going to cause a ripple throughout the whole country, throughout the whole world, actually. Right? They're gonna, and see, like going back to what we did in the beginning, problem, reaction, solution. They're gonna create the problem, y'all. Right? Because listen to what he's gonna say about the power being knocked out. Watch this.
The fuck you talking about?
Will, look, I'm not trying to upset you.
You're not upsetting me.
Good. I know the last couple of days have been rough on you.
I mean, come on, you don't really believe this bullshit, do you? This is nuts. I just drove across the fucking country. You can't create things that I've seen. I mean, seriously, are you fucking with me?
I'm not fucking with you. Think about it in layman's terms. A nuclear bomb goes off the coast. Then a virus takes down the grid before anyone can figure out what happened. I've seen the intel.
You haven't seen the intel. There is no intel. That is fucking bullshit.
The bomb plays like an earthquake. That's what causes the waves. Yeah? But the power going out, that created the chaos.
See, they be laying it all out in these movies.
Don't you think it's strange that the power just went out everywhere? The communications, I mean, just fucking think about it, man. Unless, I don't know, maybe he believes in coincidences.
Maybe.
Not like.
All right, so that was how it ends. Now, this next clip, we almost at the finish line, y'all. We got 2 more minutes. This next clip is from the TV show on Netflix called Daybreak. It came out in 2019. I don't know what, like, because I think me and my wife, we were sitting up here watching the show, and I thought it was gonna be interesting or whatever. But it turned out to be interesting, right? Because listen to what he's gonna say right here. This is the very first episode of this show, Daybreak. I want to show y'all something, okay?
I'm anything special. I'm a C student. C is in crappy. C is in cannot catch a break. C is in, let's just see how bad things are. Climate change deniers are standing waist deep in hurricane water.
Climate change deniers are standing waist deep in hurricane water. A hurricane that was engineered? Okay.
Corporations make billions off of nerd culture, making outsiders like the new insiders, leaving the truly odd with no way to self-identify. And little dictators with big egos, well, they can launch a nuke with a tweet. And then one day,
they can launch a nuke with a tweet. And then one day,
they did.
They
So
did.
whatever your problems were, Dad won't spring for a larger data plan. Mom won't buy that Adorbs top at Urban Outfitters. It's all baby food now.
So look at your screen. This is what they showed in the movie. You dig what I'm saying? Now, this is set in Los Angeles. This is set in Los Angeles, California. You see, and they had it at nighttime here, right? It was at nighttime, just like probably on a normal day, normal night.
What your problems were? Dad
And
won't
then-
spring for a larger data plan. Mom won't buy that Adobe
I'm gonna let it play out.
Outfitters. It's all baby food now.
You see that? Do you see that? They dropped a nuclear bomb on Los Angeles. You see this same thing in Maxwell, the singer. You see the same thing in his music video, We Never Saw It Coming. Right? You see this same thing of them dropping a nuclear bomb on LA in in the movie what movie that is, man? Dang, it escaped my mind. Well, peep this. Okay, there's a TV show on Netflix called Fallout. You see them doing it in Fallout. The very first episode in Fallout, you see them dropping bombs in LA, right? Just like that. I'm trying to think of the other movie. Terminator. Okay, Terminator. They show the same thing in Terminator. Dang, my mind is crazy right now. I can't remember. But yeah. It regardless, no matter the movie, they show it in so many different movies, so many TV shows. That's what they're gonna do, y'all. They're gonna drop the nuke or this bomb on LA, this event right here. And if you look at that's what it was. American Horror Story Apocalypse. If you look at the very first episode, she's in a salon and they get these alerts on the phone. It says missile inbound or missile imminent or something like that. Take cover, shelter or something like that. Her dad calls her and say, "Hey baby, listen, we're not gonna make it. There's a bomb that's about to hit." And I think he was either in China, he was somewhere in another country or something. He was like, they finna drop the bomb on us. He said, "Listen, I bought 4 tickets." Now, this is somebody who's super rich and wealthy, right? He said, "I bought 4 tickets to an underground bunker. Get there. I got a jet for you and everything like that," right? So boom, everybody in the city going crazy. They running around, and her and her whole little team, they get on a jet. This jet is flying by itself. Ain't nobody flying the jet. So while they on the jet, out of nowhere, you just hear boom. And it's a bomb that dropped. It's a bomb that dropped on LA. Right? So I'm telling y'all, you hearing it here first. Okay, they're gonna drop a bomb on LA. They might drop one in New York. Okay. And then 2, the earthquakes. We know that Cali is so-called due for a huge earthquake. But again, we know that they got the technology to engineer these things. And like I say, problem, reaction, solution, the Hegelian dialect. Okay. Keep all this stuff in mind, man, because it's bound to happen any day now.
Now I'm an A. A is in awesome. A is in the apocalypse was the best thing that ever happened. A is in all you people need to buckle up.
Hold on. Let me comment on this. So brother, AC, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said, yes, Caucasians went around doing that, but I said you had other nations. All right. Now let's not take what I said and twist it. I did not make a false statement. I said it wasn't just the Caucasians. If you read Psalms 83, it laid out different nations, right? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying it was just the Caucasians. We know that, African tribes and different, nations over there, they was involved. You got the Moors, right? Who all made a treaty. The Moors look just like me, look just like my people. They all came together and did these things. It's not just it's not just Caucasians. Okay, so let's get that straight. Let's get that straight. I did not say it was just Caucasians. But anyway, hold on one second. Let's keep going.
Because I want to show you just how sweet the end of the world actually is.
Okay, now this goes back to the movie How It Ends, right? Because again, like I say, in these clips, they was looking at the screens and seeing that everything was canceled and stuff like that.
We have some breaking news coming for you right now. We have unconfirmed reports this morning of a large seismic event off the Southern California coast. We currently don't have contact with our Los Angeles bureau. We're now getting news of power outages across the western part of the United States and reports of telecommunication outages as well. I want to stress this is all preliminary. We are reporting this just as we are learning it. We do not yet have any information on damages or casualties. The Southern California
power goes out, communication goes out. Leaving everybody puzzled. You know, nobody know what's going on. Remember in the beginning, in the Tomorrow Man, he said that there's gonna be, you know, somebody coming on TV. You're gonna be watching something, and then boom, it's gonna pop up, emergency, you know, emergency or whatever. Something just happened. Something just happened, and yeah.
Hey man, you free?
I was asleep.
All right, and this is the last clip. This is from the Handmaid's Tale. Right? I know a lot of y'all probably watched this show, but again, I just wanted to play the trailer. Just listen to what she said.
Before. That's how we let it happen. When they slaughtered Congress, we didn't wake up. When they blamed terrorists and suspended the Constitution, we didn't wake up then either. Now I'm awake.
It's the law now.
They needed to do it this way. All the bank accounts and the jobs all at the same time. You imagine the airports otherwise?
So yeah, I mean, like I say, you know, I can go on and on and on and on with these movies and TV shows, but listen, I just want to show y'all, like, just give you examples of how it would look, how it would sound, you know, just give you an idea of that, you know. So that's why I say I can only speak for myself when I say that, like, when I watch movies and TV shows, I don't watch it for the entertainment, right? I watch it to learn from it, to learn, like, how to navigate and everything like that. When you look at the behaviors of people, you look at how they respond to these types of things, like, what are they gonna be doing? You know what I'm saying? Because your next door neighbor, right, could be the nicest person in the world, right? But what happens when your next door neighbor runs out of food and now is desperate? That person who you looked at as the nicest person can become the most dangerous person. Okay? This is why it's important to watch these movies and study them just the same way you study books, and not just study them And y'all already know how I talk about with the Bible and just other books. Don't just read it because we're so fascinated with stories. We're so fascinated with just words. No, we got to stop looking at these things in that way and start applying, right? It's all about application. Start applying what you're reading, right? Start applying it, start living it. So again, going back to the movies, don't just watch them. Look at how these people are acting in these movies. Look at how they moving and stuff. When it comes to being, listen, we living in a time now. I would consider myself a prepper, right? I would consider myself, someone who has been, I guess you could say, prophesying for many years, warning people for many years. But listen, that is coming to an end. I'm saying it here right now. All of that is coming to an end. I'm not warning people no more. Right? When we talk about prepping and all of that, stocking up on stuff, listen, not once have I gotten on YouTube, and I'm never going to get on YouTube showing you what I got. None of that. We living in them times now where it's unwise. It's unwise of you to show what you've been stocking up on, to even be talking about it. You understand what I'm saying? People are watching and listen, I'm gonna do a separate video going into like different things that y'all need to keep in mind. One of those things is situational awareness. All right. Whenever you're going out to places where it's a lot of people, you need to keep your head on a swivel. You need to watch your surroundings. Right? If you got a weapon, carry it with you everywhere you go. Situational awareness. People are watching you. It's gonna come a point, I'm telling you. Listen, y'all gonna have to start blending in. You're gonna have to start, not necessarily doing what the crowd is doing, but I'm saying if you out there in the midst of the crowd, look just like them. Don't be flashy. Don't be, you know what I'm saying? Don't get beside yourself. Right? Blend in. I would not recommend any of y'all that's watching right now to get caught up in these protests, these riots. Don't be out there. Let them do what they do. While you be on the sideline, right? While you be ducked off somewhere. Don't get caught up in that. Okay? Yeah, I'm telling you, we in them times now, you're gonna have to start keeping everything hush hush. All right. And that's the wisest thing to do. Okay. Like I tell y'all before, keep doing what you're doing. Right? Keep stocking up, keep getting the things you feel you need. Do the best you can. Right? Do the best you can. Don't tell everybody your business. All right. Just stay low key. Stay low key and stay out of the way. Y'all continue, establishing relationships, building on those relationships, strengthening those relationships with one another. Okay. I'm telling you, it's going to be vital. It's going to be vital in those times. That's why the Bible say a man, when a man see another man, he's going to be so happy because, yeah, we already know. But listen, again, this is nothing for y'all to fear. This is nothing for, us to get worried about. Just try to prepare yourself. Mainly spiritually, okay? Get your houses in order. Y'all continue working on yourselves. And I'll be praying for you every night. Pray that the Most High help y'all overcome these struggles that y'all may be having. All right, I get it. It's hard. But I'm telling you, we need to be in the best shape possible spiritually. Okay, because when we start seeing these things, it's gonna be traumatizing. And you're gonna have to be strong. You're gonna have to be strong. All right. And if you have the will to live, you're gonna live, right? But we're gonna go through some dark things, man. And like I say, as long as you are in the Most High, as long as you on the right side, it does not matter what happened. Okay, don't worry about what's gonna happen. Some things are out of our control, I know, but we got to focus on what we can control, the things that we can control, and what we can control is preparation, right? We can control how much we prepare. We can control, you know, the steps that we take in bettering ourselves each and every day to become the best version of ourselves that we can be, right? Aligning ourselves with the Most High, with righteousness, right? That's what we got to do. We got the blueprint. We got the blueprint. We just got to follow that blueprint and start doing that. I'm telling you, becoming one with the Most High, because when we talk about being led by the Spirit and you being able to hear your intuition, and you know, which is the Spirit, might well say this is the Spirit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, just being fully tapped into that, you gonna know what to do, when to do, where to go, right? So that's why I always say we got to get a grip on our flesh. We got to overcome this flesh. All right. So again, I'm gonna just leave y'all with that, man. I hope y'all got some out of this video. Like I say, I know most of y'all on here, y'all are familiar with this stuff, but mainly I just wanted y'all to share this with your family, share it with people who you feel like is still asleep or whatever. And yeah, like just keep sharing, man. Keep, you know, like I said, for me, my days of prophesying and all that is over with, but that don't have to be the case for you. You know what I'm saying? We all got different callings and stuff like that. If that's what was put on your spirit to do, then do it, right? But I just know for me, it's a wrap. It is a wrap. There's a lot of people out here prophesying and they got channels and stuff like that. Y'all can continue listening to them and all that, but we know what's up. We in them times. It's about to go down. And I'm gonna end it with this. We all we got, man. We all we got. So I love y'all. I pray that y'all continue doing what y'all doing. And hopefully one day, Most High willing, we all can see each other, be amongst each other, and lean on one another. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it with that. And peace, love, and light. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next video.